ముందుగా ప్రియమైన విద్యార్థులకు మరియు వారి తల్లిదండ్రులకు నమస్కారం. నా పేరు కె వెంకన్న జూనియర్ కాలేజ్ చైర్మన్. నేను ఈ రోజు 10th క్లాస్ విద్యార్థులను దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని మాట్లాడడం జరుగుతుంది. అది ఏమిటనగా మనందరికీ తెలుసు, గత 2 సంవత్సరాలుగా కరోనా కారణంగా విద్యార్థులు ఎటువంటి పరీక్షలు రాయకుండానే పై తరగతులు పంపడం జరుగుతుంది. ఫలితంగా ఐఐటి జేఈ మరియు నీట్ లాంటి జాతీయ స్థాయి పరీక్షలను సాధించడం కష్టతరం అవుతుంది. దీనిని అధిగమించడానికి మరియు 10వ తరగతి పరీక్షలో అత్యధిక మార్కులు సాధించడానికి నేను మీ ముందుకు కె వెంకన్న జూనియర్ కాలేజ్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ ద్వారా అనుభవజ్ఞులైన అధ్యాపకులచే ఉచిత వీడియో క్లాసులు, హ్యాండ్ రిటన్ నోట్స్ మరియు గత ప్రశ్నపత్రాల సమాధానాల విశ్లేషణ ఇవ్వబడును. కాబట్టి నేను విద్యార్థులకు చెప్పదలుచుకున్నది ఏంటంటే, ఈ ఉచిత వీడియో క్లాసులను మరియు హ్యాండ్ రిటన్ నోట్స్లను క్లాస్ రూమ్ లో కూర్చొని చదువుకున్నంత సీరియస్ చదువుకోవాలను. ఇంకొకటి ఏమిటనగా, ఈ యొక్క క్లాసులు విన్న వెంటనే అర్థం చేసుకొని ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయవలను. ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయడం అంటే కేవలం చదవడం కాదు, పేపర్ మీద రాయవలను. అలాగైతే గుర్తుండిపోతుంది. దీంతో పాటు మీ యొక్క నాలెడ్జ్ ని పరీక్షించుకున్న కొరకు త్వరలో ప్రీ ఫైనల్ పరీక్షలు కూడా నిర్వహించబడు. ఈ యొక్క అవకాశాన్ని సద్వినియోగం చేసుకోవాలని 10th చదివే విద్యార్థులకు విజ్ఞప్తి చేస్తున్నాను.
Hello everyone. Then, as we have seen in the previous video, related to that, the basic rules for the formation of the image, and at the concave mirror, and about the convex mirror we will see that later. For the concave mirror, we use that 3 rules. One rule is what? When the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis. And the second one is what? When the incident ray is passing through the focus. And what is the third one? When the incident ray is passing through the center of curvature. Am I right? Yes. Now, basing on these all the rays which are, how those are starting from the object and focusing on the mirror, there are again, there we can find out their what is that? Their reflected rays, how those are existed, how they form, how they change their position after reflection from the mirror. We have seen that when the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis and reflected ray is what? And it passes through the focal point after reflection. Second one, whenever it is passing through the focal point and after hitting that, passing through the focal point and touch that mirror, there it changes direction and it becomes the parallel to the principal axis. When we see about that third one, when the light ray is passing through the center of curvature, then again it returns back in the same path, retraces its own path. That we have seen, the 3 rules. Basing on that, now we are going to see ray diagrams for 6 different positions of the object in front of the concave mirror. Ray diagram for 6 different positions of object. This is, we are taking that 6 different object positions. This we have to remember. Let us see the first position between the mirror and F. Between the mirror and F. For the first one, we can see that the ray diagram. Let us see the first one, whatever that ray diagrams. There we are going to see that 6 different positions. There I am showing here, and where it can form, these all we are going to see for the 6 different positions. And there these all will write later, and one by one we will see how it is existed. For the first position, there what we are taking, the concave mirror and the principal axis. The concave mirror has the shading like this. There what happens? There we have to take that this is that pole and this is F, and here we can see that center of curvature. Where is that point now? It is between the mirror and F. This is that mirror and F. Between these two, we are showing that an object is placed here. What happens now? That we have to see what happens in this case. This is what we have to draw always. The ray is passing towards the mirror. After touching this mirror, and where it has to pass? It has to pass through the focal point. This is that retracing. This is that we can take this as what? As the reflected ray. This is that reflected ray which is passing. What is that one more ray we have to take? Already we have seen that 3 rules. Any 2 rules we can follow to get that intersection point. Here we have taken that one rule, and let us take that one more rule for that. What is that one more rule? There we can take that one more rule here. The same while it is touching the pole. When it is touching the pole, there what happens? There it retraces, it reflects in another direction. It returns in another direction. See that both are not intersecting. These both are not intersecting. How we can say it is passing like that below? Basing on that, in my previous videos I said angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. While it is passing, it comes back like this, and both cannot intersect with each other as the distance between them is gradually increasing. కదా మనకి ఇక్కడ చూస్తున్నామా, క్లియర్గా మనకి ఇక్కడ కనిపిస్తోంది. ఈ 2 రేస్ అనేది రిఫ్లెక్టెడ్ రేస్ అనేది మూవ్ అవుతూ ఉంటే వాటి గ్యాప్ డిస్టెన్స్ వాటి రెండింటి మధ్యలో డిస్టెన్స్ అనేది పెరిగిపోతుంది. దెన్ దే నెవర్ మీట్ ఈవెన్ దో వి ఎక్స్టెండ్ దెమ్. వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు డూ దెన్? వీ హ్యావ్ టు డ్రా ద కంట్రోల్డ్ రేస్ ఫర్ దెమ్. We have to draw the controlled rays. Let us see that how can we draw the controlled rays for them. The same ray is to be extended back, and this ray also, this is to be extended back. What we call this? When it is extended backward, what we call this one? We call this as what? As the controlled rays. Already I said, means wherever these both are meeting, there what is formed? Its image is formed. This is that object, this is object, and here this is image. Object we can take it as OJ, image we can take it as IG. Image we are taking it as IG. Here let us write image, position of image, position of the object OJ. This is that image IG, so that you can remember very easily. Now when the object is placed like that, here image is formed behind the mirror. Whenever it is behind the mirror, where we can take that position of the image now? This is behind the mirror. Behind the mirror. What is the size of that? That size is what? We can see that very clearly. Its size is enlarged. అంటే సైజ్ అనేది పెరిగింది కదా, కాబట్టి దీన్ని మనం ఏమని రాస్తాము? ఎన్లార్జ్. అండ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ వీ కెన్ టేక్ దట్ ఈజ్ ఇట్ అబౌవ్ ద ప్రిన్సిపల్ యాక్సిస్ ఓన్లీ? ఇది అబౌవ్ ద ప్రిన్సిపల్ యాక్సిస్ మీద ఉంది కాబట్టి ఎలాంటి ఇమేజ్ ఫామ్ అయినట్లు ఇక్కడ అంటే ఎరెక్ట్ ఇమేజ్. ఎరెక్ట్ ఇమేజ్ ఈజ్ ఫామ్. దెన్ వాట్ అబౌట్ దిస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇమేజ్ విచ్ ఈజ్ ఫార్మింగ్ బిహైండ్ ద మిర్రర్? దీనికి మిర్రర్కి ముందు ఫామ్ అయితే ఏమో రియల్ అంటారు, దీనికి బిహైండ్ మిర్రర్ కాబట్టి దీన్ని ఏమని అనాలి మనం? వర్చువల్ ఇమేజ్ అని అంటాం. దిస్ ఈజ్ దట్ వర్చువల్ ఇమేజ్. ఈజ్ ఇట్ క్లియర్ టు హ్యావ్ యూ అండర్స్టూడ్ దిస్ క్లియర్లీ? దీనికి మనం ఏం రాస్తున్నాం అంటే 2 రూల్సే ఫామ్ అయ్యాం. ఒకటేంటి? ప్యారలల్ టు ద ప్రిన్సిపల్ యాక్సిస్, దెన్ ఇట్ పాసెస్ త్రూ ద ఫోకల్ పాయింట్. ఆల్రెడీ వి స్టడీడ్.
Hello students, myself is Sanjay Kumar Singh and I did my B from Birla Institute of Technology, Misra, and I am having 18 years experience of teaching. Now I am associated with KVC classes. Now here the advantage which you people are going to get, that there is a technical pool of faculty, mostly from IITs. So this is one of the biggest enabler for achieving your success. The second best thing is that doubt classes and all, they are conducted in the presence of faculties. So Third is that your entire curriculum, timing of teachings, all is being monitored by ITMs and NITMs. So come here and join us.
When we take that, when it is focusing at the pole, then how much incident angle it is making, here also it makes that reflected angle, and this is passing like that. But these two reflected rays, they cannot meet anywhere, but whenever we project them backward, we call these two rays as controlled rays of reflection. Then there, whenever we take that incident point, the intersection point, that is taken as G, and when we draw that a perpendicular line downward, this gives us what? The image, that we can clearly understand this, all the properties are there. Behind the mirror it is formed, enlarged image, it is erect, means above the principal axis, and because it is forming behind the mirror, it is a virtual image. Let us go for that, the next one. What is that next position here we can take? Next we have to go after that, between these two means at F. There we have to take that it is at F, means at the focal point. Whenever it is at the focal point, let us take that the second diagram. Here let us take that second figure. In this second figure, there we can see this is that concave mirror. There we are drawing the principal axis. Principal axis means here it contains that P. There we can see that here is the focus, and there we can see here center of curvature. Now, where is that object we placed? Now, the object is placed here at F, where the image forms. Now, let us see first what we are drawing. Here we are drawing that a light ray which is parallel to the principal axis. What happens after reflection? And it changes its direction and passes through focal point. And it changes its direction, passes through the focal point. Already we know about this. Next one, what we have to do? Whenever it is passing like that, where does it form? There again we have to take that one more line, the same like the first figure. Here we have to draw that one more line which is passing through that pole. When it is existed like that pole, there how much angle is there? Angle of incidence, with the same angle we have to take here also, and we have to project it. Let us take that with a different color so that you can understand very well. And they are what? They are passing like this. Have you seen that here? There it is what? When it is placed at the focal point, and there we can see, we cannot see that even though while it is passing through the focal point, here it seems to be intersected, but it is very, very, very far from this place. And when we observe the same case, if it is not intersected here, there we can clearly, we can understand. There whenever we draw the ray like that which is passing, and after intersecting, after taking this line, there may intersect at infinity, not even the beyond also. Then it forms what? Here, there the position of the image is what? At infinity. We cannot say that how much length it is. It is infinity. When it is forming at infinity, how can we say about this? Enlarged or diminished, and erect or inverted, and real or virtual, we cannot decide, because it is at infinity it formed. And this is that actual whatever that line which is forming. Even it seems to be like that, but it forms at infinity. We cannot measure this distance. And let us go for that, the third view, third position. What is the third one? Let us see that it is between. What is that, this third one? Third position. There we have to take between F, it is F over, now between F and C. This is, we have to take this as what? Between F and C. Between F and C. this is position of the object what we placed. When it is between F and C, there we can find out this kind of the image between F and C. There let us erase this one, whatever is existed. We are drawing that the same object here, and there is then certain thing here, and what is that? A mirror, and there we are drawing a principal axis. There it is existed at P, and here you can find out F, and there it is C. Where is that object now? Where we have to place? You have to place it here. Here we have to place. Now, from this we have to draw the ray which is what parallel to the principal axis. Then after that it passes through the focal point. Now, and whenever this is that one ray, this is that one reflected ray which is passing. When we take that one more line, which is that the second rule, which if it passes through the focal point, when it passes through the focal point, when we draw the straight line up to here, then after touching that, when we draw the ray here, whenever we draw that ray, there we can find out the image is formed beyond C. There we can find out the image is formed beyond C. This is that image formed. Means let us find out what happens here. There we can see position of the image. Where does it form? It is forming beyond C, beyond center of curvature. If it is beyond center of curvature, then what kind of the image is formed? When we compare to the same, this is enlarged. There we can find out this image is what? This is enlarged. Next one, we can see that what kind of image is formed. Is it above that principal axis or below the principal axis? Below the principal axis. That is why this we can say it is what kind of image is formed? Inverted. Inverted image is formed. Then what kind of image? Because both lines are intersected, reflected rays are intersected here. That is why the image whatever is formed, that is what? A real image. Now let us go for that, the fourth one. Are able to understand very clearly? Here we are taking that the 6 different positions already which we discussed in the previous video, and there we are taking that one position starting from the mirror itself. There we are taking from the mirror between P and O, and P and F, I am sorry, and after that at F, next between F and C. Now after C, then image is moving toward that C, and what we have to write in that fourth one? At C.